Good morning, everybody. Welcome, and thanks for tuning in to our Alchemy Online yoga classes. I'm Jody, and this morning I'm going to be offering a class that's moon salutations. So back when our studio was open, I used to teach a class a while back now, maybe about a year or so ago, that was dedicated just to this practice that I'm going to teach this morning. And there's a lot of hip openers in moon salutations, and they're the complement or the opposite of the sun salutations that we traditionally do more often in the Vinyasa style of yoga. So these, if the sun salutations are to bring the light and the heat and the vigor to the body, the moon salutations do the exact opposite. And I don't know, I think that we can use them at any time of day. They are in celebration of the full moon or cycles of the moon. But I actually think we can use them at any time when we just need to tap into that tranquil, more cooling, calming energy. So if you're having a time where you need to just cool down, not just in the temperature of the body, but even in the spirit, where we need to just temper how we're feeling, how we're doing, and you want to draw the awareness inward, the moon salutations are a nice choice. So we'll get started. We'll do a few hip openers to release the hips and open them a little bit, and then we'll get into the flow. All right, so let's meet over on the mat. And we're going to meet up on the back with our feet flat and our knees bent. Take your arms out wide, palms down. And let your feet come to the outer edges of the mat so that the knees draw in towards the center of the mat. And you can move your pelvis in space if you need to flatten the curve of your low back. You can lift it up and press it back down. Let's take a few soft breaths here. So we'll have awareness of the breath in this practice, just like we would if we were doing sun salutations. But I would suggest that the breath is a little cooler and a little sweeter in this practice. Okay, let's start to move the knees from left to right, side to side. Taking turns, letting one knee drop in towards center, and then switching it out for the other one. And then next time your knees are back up in the center, step on your left foot a little more, pick up your right, and swing it over top of your left thigh. Go ahead and pick up your left foot. Weave your fingers behind your left leg, your left thigh. And just find some space here in the right hip. Some of you might have your head lifted up and away from the floor. We're just here for a couple more breaths, so you don't have to do an ab crunch for too much longer. Good. Let's simply switch sides. Right foot goes down, left foot drapes over the right leg. And pick up your foot. Keep some firm contact of your ankle pressing into your leg. Just encourage space in your hip. And so over the years, as I've been teaching moon salutations to people, the feedback that I get is one of two things. I loved that class, or I absolutely hated that class. And so because the moon salutations are so much about the hips, where we hold tension, biggest joint in the body, right? The hips. Just wash the hips out one more time, left and right, side to side. That we hold tension there, we hold emotion there, that this practice is not easy. Actually, I believe that none of yoga is particularly easy. But it's the attitude that we approach anything with that brings the ease and the grace. Okay, let's come up to child's pose here. So just rock yourself up. And then we'll go into this position where the head and the heart are facing down, knees are wide. And we're here for the hips, primarily for the hips, just to find a little more space in them this morning. Walk your fingers forward, stretch through the arms, the underside of the arms, the ribs. If your head doesn't make contact with the floor, bend at your elbows and let your head rest on your wrists, your hands.
Push your hips back. Press your hands down. Good. On your next inhale breath, we'll come up to all fours. And we'll make our way to standing at the top edge of the mat. So we'll take some lunging salutations here to warm up the hips, and then we'll get into the flow of the moon salutations. So take your feet hip distance apart, and on your inhale breath, open up the chest, reach your arms up towards the ceiling, the sky, touch your fingers over top of your head, look up. And then exhale, dive forward, chest is broad and wide, knees are soft, and your head is heavy. On the breath in, lift and lengthen your spine halfway up. And then touch the floor and step your left foot back. And when it lands, drop your left knee. On the inhale breath, reach your arms up towards the sky. Touch your fingertips again. And on the exhale, hands down. Frame your front foot. And then your front foot's going to step forward to join the right foot again where we started. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway, lift and lengthen. Exhale, full bow in. Drop your head, soften through your knees. Inhale, carry the arms up, open and expand the chest. Take the eyes up, chin lifts. And then set your hands to the center of the chest. Let's do the other side. Big breath in to reach up. Take your arms wide, expand through the chest, soft knees, drop your head. Let it hang heavy on the end of the spine. Inhale, lift and lengthen. And then touch the floor and step your right foot back to the toes. Drop your right knee. Inhale, arms reach up. Lengthen through the waist, opening up through the side ribs. Exhale, hands down. Step forward, top edge of the mat. Bow into the legs. Reach up towards the sky. Exhale, hands come back to the space of the heart. Okay, we'll do one more little thing here to open up the backs of the legs to find some space there before we get into the full flow. Inhale, reach up again. Exhale, like you're diving into water, fold forward. Halfway lift and lengthen. Hands down, step your left foot back again towards your back edge of the mat, but this time bump your heel in so that you can set it down onto the floor. So that might be quite a ways. You might be about halfway back of your mat. Front leg is as straight as you can make it. You can have a bend in the knee if you like. On the inhale, lift the chest forward, pull the heart towards the front edge of the mat, and then exhale, forward fold. We're doing this a few more times, finding length in the back of the legs. Inhale. Exhale. Just one more like that in a row. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Step your back foot forward, pour over the legs. Breathe out all of your air. Inhale, fill the lungs, reach up. Exhale, reset your hands. Second side, breath in, reach up. Take your hands down the midline of your body this time, forward fold, soften at the hips, the knees. Inhale, long spine. As you exhale, touch the floor, step your right foot back. You're going to touch your heel to the floor. And on the inhale breath, we'll come all the way up. And on the exhale breath, straighten your front leg, bow in towards your leg. And we'll find a few halfway lifts here. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Keep your back right heel pressing down. Breathe out all the air, forward fold. Front knee can have a soft bend. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, soften the head. Back of the neck is long and smooth. Inhale, one more. Exhale, forward fold over your leg. Bring your spine to halfway lift one last time. Back foot steps forward to the front foot. Inhale, arms high. Exhale, hands low to the heart. Pause here. Take a full breath in. Stay still for the full breath out. Okay, let's take a wide step to the long edge of the mat here. Take your heels in and your toes out. And being really aware of your knees in this position. Some of you will come about halfway down. Some of you might go a little further. It's the Malasana squat pose. So hands to the center of the chest. Bend at the knees. Let the hips sink down towards the floor. So you could be in a horse pose, something like this, where you have the hands pressurized on the tops of the legs. Or if you have the ability to come lower into the hips, you can join me down here. I like to use my elbows to open my knees a little bit to find more space in the hips. I find it also brings length to the spine, back of the neck nice and long. Close down your eyes. So as we begin and prepare the hips for the moon salutations, we begin and prepare also for the awareness to spin inwards. Closing down the eyes helps us to remove that external distraction of the things that we see. And so watch over the breath here a few more cycles. Moon salutations can be nice to do before you go to bed, just to take the edge off the day. It's to help to soften into sleep. 2 more breaths here. We're going to come up and out of this pose. Forward fold over the legs. Scoot your feet in a little more close together. Like your upper body is a waterfall over the legs. Let your head go. Give it a little shake. Sometimes we don't realize that we're holding a kink in the neck. And so giving our head a shake front to back and side to side. So let us know that our head is truly heavy. Okay. Inhale, let's rise all the way up. Reach up. Reset. Okay, so the moon salutations are called Chandra Namaskar, and Chandra means moon. And namaskar means to bow to. So it's like we're honoring or bowing to the moon. So we'll step back to the top edge of the mat. And one of the reasons why the moon salutations are frustrating is because, for those people that say that they hate them, and it's valid, it's really valid, is we're going to move around the mat in a circle, like a mandala. We're going to do one side of the body, we'll go all the way around, and when we get to this point, when we get to the back edge of the mat, we'll repeat the same poses that take us back to the front edge. And then we'll do all of that again on the left side to come all the way back to the front edge of the mat. So these poses this practice can be a bit disorienting. And so my best advice is just to tune into the breath. If you're a little ahead of me or if you're a little behind me, it's okay. The moon salutations are like the element of water. So we don't really know where we're going to go, so we just go with the flow. So let that be the attitude of the spirit of this practice, and try not to use the thinking of the sun salutations where we're doing them to this rhythmic, vigorous style. It's more of this soft and cooling aspect. Okay, so a gentle spirit here. Step to the top edge of the mat. Reach your hands up and over top of your head. Weave your fingers together and let go of your pointer fingers across your thumbs. You're trying to find length through the side body, through the waist, through the ribs, but you're trying to soften your shoulders down the back at the same time. Take a full breath in. And on your exhale breath, you'll tip towards your right so that the left side body gets this deep stretch. On the inhale breath, come back up to your center. And on the exhale breath, tip towards the left. Step a little heavier into your right foot, your right big toe, just to accentuate that stretch right from the earth right up to the top of your fingertips. Inhale, come back to center. And on your exhale breath, we're taking a wide step to the right side of the mat. Heels are going to be in, toes are going to be out. So this is like that horse stance that I was talking about. You come about halfway down. You might keep your hands on the tops of the thighs, or you can join me with the arms in goddess pose. Okay, horse pose would be something like this, like you're riding over the belly of a horse. Or goddess pose, arms up, cactus arms. Draw your tailbone to pull down and slightly forward. Expand through the chest, let your shoulder blades melt down your back. Breathe here. Nice, soft, long, smooth, easy breath. One more in. And one more out. On our next inhale breath, we're going to straighten everything. So the arms straighten, the legs straighten. You might have to repivot your feet. This pose is called five-pointed star. The palms of your hands can start to spin up towards the sky. And you're stretching open the front body. And you're only falling back in space as much as the breath allows. You can still breathe. One more in-breath. Stay here, stretching open the heart for the out-breath. Inhale, come back to a neutral spine. And we're headed into a warrior two. So my front knee's bending, my back leg is straight, and I lift my arms. Take the gaze over the front right hand. And on the inhale breath, let's reverse this pose. Inhale, reach all the way up. On the exhale breath, mount your elbow onto your knee. Carry your left arm up and over top of your head. Press the outer edge of your left foot down. Bicep by the ear. Look up towards the ceiling, the sky. Inhale, come back to warrior two. And we'll start a little dance here. We'll take a dancing warrior. Front knee starts to straighten. Arms come up and over top of the head. Exhale breath takes us back down into the lunge. Inhale carries us up. Exhale breath to soften. You can move your gaze from over top of the hand to the side. Inhale. Exhale. Let's do one more. Inhale breath. Exhale breath. Pause here for an in-breath. Stabilize on the exhale. Now take your hands to both your hips. Pivot your back foot from your hip being open to your hip being closed. We're going to take the back foot to face the same direction as the front foot. It's like you're standing in skis. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, bow over your leg. We've been here before. Let your hands separate on either side of your foot. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Hands can stay on the floor. Exhale, soften in. Soften out any of the edges. Inhale, long, smooth breath. Exhale, deep, smooth breath. Let's do one more. Inhale. And exhale. Next time you inhale to lengthen your spine, drop your back left knee to the floor. We've also been here before. Inhale, low lunge. Exhale, cactus the arms. Keep the legs. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, expand the chest, bend at the elbows. Let's do one more. Big breath in. And hold the air out. One more time, reach the hands up towards the sky. And as you exhale, both hands come to frame your front foot. And now you're going to spin so that your left heel is pushing down into the mat. Okay? I call this like a Spider-Man lunge, like he's on the edge of a skyscraper and he's ready to spin a web. So left heel's drilling down. I'm on my right toes. You might have your right foot flat. This is Skandasana pose. Some of you might take one hand to the heart. Alternate it for the other hand to the heart. Or you might take both hands to the center of the chest. Doing a little toe stand. Take a full breath in. Full breath out. Now we'll take a transition. We're going to do the same pose, but on the other leg. So we'll come right through the center. Be careful of your knees as you go through the center. Doing a toe stand on your left foot, left toes, drilling down your right heel. So if you're trying to balance here, one of the little tips or hacks is to really drill this foot down and to activate your right thigh. So you're lifting your thigh muscle up into the leg here, lifting the kneecap up. Okay, one hand to the heart. Steady your eyes. Keep steadying the breath. Maybe both hands. Breath in. And breath out. Now we're going to spin to the front of the mat where we began. We'll come all the way to the front edge. The right knee touches the floor, and the arms go up towards the sky. And we'll take those same series of movements all over again. Inhale, arms high. Exhale, soften. The exhale breath is for softening and finding depth. Inhale, find length and space. Exhale, the depth. One more time, reach your arms over top of your head. And then hands come down to frame your front foot. Lift your back knee, bump your foot in. We're in this pyramid pose. Inhale, lift and lengthen the chest, the spine. Exhale, pour over the leg. 2 more like that. Breath in. All the air out. Take your time, do 1 more. Remember, you might be a little ahead of me, a little behind me. Just take your own pace. Pivot your back foot. And on the inhale breath, windmill the arms up to warrior 2. Flip your front palm. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, side long angle pose. Push the right foot into the floor. Find space all the way through the side body. Inhale, keep your front leg still bent. Back to warrior 2 with the arms. And we'll start the dancing warrior. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, depth. Nice long, smooth, cool breath. Inhale. Exhale. Trying to cultivate tranquility rather than vigor. Let's do 1 more. Inhale. And exhale. Pivot your left toes so they're facing the same long edge of the mat here. Inhale, 5-pointed star. If things are feeling a little warmer, you might fall back a little bit more in space. Lift the chin, lift the eyes. Good. Repivot the feet so that the heels are in, toes are out, our hips are open. Sink the hips. Again, horse pose here if you like. At this time, let's take the hands together to the center of the chest. Keep the hips low, knees bent. Weave your fingers together. Take a full breath in. On the exhale, press your inner hands towards the front of the room. Round your spine, feels like cat pose. Inhale, reach the inner hands up. Exhale, let go of the hands. Hands come back to the center of the chest. We'll do 1 more. Inhale. Exhale. Keep the legs. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, let go. We'll meet with the hands back at the center of the chest. 1 breath here. Pause for the exhale. Inhale, straighten your legs. And then step forward to the short edge of the mat. And we'll take a half sun salutation just to rinse that out before we do the second and last side. Big breath in to reach up. All the air out like a swan. Dive towards the floor. Lengthen on your inhale breath. Heart forward, eyes forward. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, soften hands to the space of the heart. Gaze to the palms. Back of the neck is long. Okay, we'll do the second side here. I'm going to move to this side just so that we can still see one another. So moving as gracefully as you can, moving like water, and kind of like you're on a boat and you're just kind of bobbing along, letting the water take you where it wants to. Inhale, reach your arms up. Weave your fingers together, pointer fingers, release. Opposite thumb crosses in front, the awkward one. Take a full breath in. And on the exhale breath, you're tipping towards the left side. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, tip towards your left or right. Left foot gets a little heavier, stamps down. Big breath in to reach up. And then all the air out. Take your left foot to the long edge of the mat. Sink the hips low. Goddess pose here. So let's find something to do with the arms when we're here. Keep the hips just as they are. Take a full breath in. And as you exhale, left elbow comes closer towards right knee. Inhale to center. Exhale, right elbow towards left knee. You get the idea. Keep going. So the hips are low, the knees are bent. Upper body is moving, dancing to breath. Exhale. Let's do one more each side. Last one. Right elbow towards left knee. When you get back to center, inhale, straighten everything. Readjust your feet. Lift the heart. Expand through the chest. Good. Come back to a neutral spine, and this time it's your left leg that's going to bend, so left knee comes to warrior two pose. Find your arms. Soften your eyes. Soften your whole face. Soften your face in a way that looks approachable, like somebody would stop and ask you for directions. Good. Let's reverse this pose. Flip your front palm, reach up. Find space through the whole left side body. See if you can dip into that left knee a little bit more. Right arm is heavy, right shoulder's heavy. Good. The in-breath takes us back through. Left elbow mounts to left knee. Reach up, look up. Inhale, warrior two. Stay here for the exhale. Dancing warrior pose. Inhale, front leg straightens. Fingertips touch. Exhale, gaze forward, knee bends. Arms wide, chest expands. Inhale. Exhale. Follow the breath like a wave. Inhale. All the air out. Reach up. Soften in. No rush, no urgency. We'll do one more. Breath in. And out. Get your hands on your hips, just so that you can help to redirection your hip, your foot. So both feet are facing the short edge of the mat. Front leg is straight. You might bring a bit of a bend to it in a moment. Inhale, arms go high. Exhale, forward fold, hinge over the hips, and like water pours over that front leg. I like to tent my fingers here. On the inhale breath, lift and lengthen. On the exhale, soften, bow in. Find that smooth texture of the breath. Inhale. And exhale. One of the ways that we can slow the body down, the practice down, is to lengthen the breath. And to really, truly only take movement on the inhale or the exhale. Next time you come up, to lengthen and lift yourself, drop your right knee to touch the floor. Inhale, reach up. On the exhale breath, we'll take the hands to clasp back behind us. Lift the heart. Good. We'll do that a couple more times. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, create a clasp, expand through the chest. You might take an extra breath here if this feels pretty good. Good. Reach up. And then bind your hands. Let's take another big breath in here, followed by a breath out. Good. Let's just take the arms high over top of the head to find space. And then touch your hands to the instep of your left foot. And we're going into that Skandasana pose. I'm on my tiptoes. I'm pressing into my heel. find your way here. Now we did Malasana pose early on in class. You might take that seated prayer squat pose that we did, or you might do horse pose. This is a huge opener on the inner thigh here, on the adductors. So if this is too much, horse pose or Malasana are options. Let's find a couple breaths here. Maybe hands come away from the floor. Press your heel down. Lift your kneecap up into your thigh. One more breath in. And then as fluidly, as gracefully as possible, you come through center. Press your left heel down. Try to sit tall up out of the waist here. Lengthen your spine. Tuck your chin in towards your chest. Steady your eyes. One more breath in. And then hands down. We're spinning back to where we began. So left knee touches the floor. Inhale, reach, excuse me, reach the arms up. Exhale, carry them back behind you. Inhale, reach. Exhale, soften. One more. Big breath in. How slowly can you move all the air out? Take the arms high, find length, and then touch the floor. Pick up your back knee. Send your foot in. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, forward fold. As if the head was coming up out of water for air. Inhale. And then exhale, diving deep, going beneath. Forward fold over your leg. One more. Big breath in. And big breath out. Inhale, come up to reach the arms up and over top of your head. Bring your hands to the center of the chest, and then open up your hip by repositioning your back foot. You'd have to scoot it out a little bit. Bend into your front knee. Reach your arms wide. Expand your chest. Shoulder blades melt down the back. Flip the palm, reach up. Last time. And then change, transition the arms. Reach up, look up. Inhale back to a warrior two. Slight pause or hesitation here. Inhale, arms up, front leg straightens. Exhale, depth. Inhale, reach. Exhale, sit low. Do two more, I'll call you back. Let's pause in warrior two for an inhale. Pause in warrior two for the exhale. Pivot your right toes to face the long edge of the mat. 5-pointed star last time. Inhale, reach, fall. Stay for one more big breath in. And then exhale, we'll bring the hands right down the center of the chest. Heels in, toes out. Hips are open wide, sink low. Weave the fingers together. We'll do that same gesture with the hands. Take a breath in. Reach the hands forward, round through the spine. Inhale, press up. Exhale, release. Two more like this. Inhale. Exhale. Breath in. And out. Let's do one more. You follow your own breath, and we'll all meet back with hands together at the chest, okay? Let's pause here for a moment. Close down the eyes. Watch over two more breaths here. Being powerful and soft at the same time. On the inhale breath, straighten the legs. And then step your left foot back to the short edge of the mat here. 1/2 sun salutation to take us back home. Reach up. Bow in. Lift your spine, lift your head, stretch your heart forward. Breathe out. And then rise. Come all the way up. And take the hands back down, home to the heart. When you're ready, join me in a seat. Favorite shin in front. Waddle your sit bones back. Slight tip of the pelvis forward. Hands to the knees. Find length in your spine and then close down your eyes if you haven't done so already. And so this practice is meant to excavate and move things around in the body. From the hips especially, and from the emotional layers of the body. So just take a few moments here to notice, see if anything has come up or been dislodged. And then I invite you to sit with the sweetness, the nectar that the moon salutations can evoke. So I'll end class here, but if you have time to sit longer, if you have time to sit with the emotional body for a longer amount of time, then I encourage you to do so. And for those of you that have to get going, and this is the end of the roughly 30 minutes of practice, we'll take hands together to the center of the chest. Thumbs to the heart. One full breath in that we hold at the top, at the very peak of the breath. And then let the breath exit the mouth. Thank you for being here with me today. Thank you for practicing the moon salutations. You guys can use this practice whenever you need to spin inward and just take the edge off. So thanks for joining. Namaste.